right. All right, so just to start it off, so we all know that this is for the PIDP 3240 assignment 2 Zoom presentation. And yeah, great minds think alike. What a great background we found in Office there in PowerPoint. One of the things, so this is definitely going to be some chatting and interaction as part of this presentation. And so I just want to ask everybody, do any of you work in sales? Are you sure you don't work in sales? Everybody likes to think they don't work in sales, but we do. I think every day we are in a position where we are needing to convince somebody of something, whether that is convincing a manager that there's a project that we want to put forth and we've got a new tool that we want to use and we need to get somebody to buy into it. Any of us that have children have probably wanted our child to do something that they weren't keen on, and we had to come up with some constructive ways of convincing them to do something. Perhaps you share household expenses with a spouse and you want to make a larger purchase, or they're wanting to make a larger purchase and you have to do the negotiating on if it's going to get approved or not. These are all methods of sales that you're going through, even though you don't want to think about it. So sales is not necessarily trying to sell you an item. It is positioning an idea or an item to benefit the other so you can kind of get what you want. So what I'm going to take you through is a 3-sentence sales pitch that can get you through a lot of life. And it's something that I was taught in my first year of BCIT back in the 90s in a sales course, and I've used it throughout my career. And if you search this topic that we'll go through on Google, there's actually tons of links and resources that are all a variation of this. So it's very commonly used in professional sales, but it's used in your life. So what we're going to go through, it's called FABs. So this is benefit selling, and it's going through features, advantages, and benefits. So a feature is a fact or a characteristic of an item. The advantage is what that feature does. So it's not the precise item, but what functionality it provides, and that the advantage is usually fact related as well. And benefit is why someone should value the advantage, or now in the more modern term is what's in it for me. So if you can answer what's in it for them and back it up with the advantages and the features, you can get someone on board usually a little more quickly. So as part of this, I'm going to take you through one example, and then we're going to do some brainstorming ourselves as a group to come up on a couple of different sales statements. Now, the thing that really breaks this down and makes it a little bit easier is there's the start of 3 sentences that you can use to stimulate how to think about this. So with a feature, you want to think about this is. So this is a clip on a pen. Got something here. The advantage, so that I can attach it to my notebook. So my pen clip, this is the feature. The advantage is that I can attach it to my notebook. And the benefit is I know when I get to my meeting, I haven't lost my pen on the walk from my desk to the meeting room, even when I've stopped to refill my coffee, bumped into someone, all of these things that go along the way, I still have my pen. So the benefit it brings me is the peace of mind of not forgetting my pen or leaving it somewhere. So it's quite a fun little way to look at it. And if you just kind of memorize, this is so that, which means to you. So I thought we would I'll get you guys to come off of mute. And does anybody have something kicking around them? Could be anything, could be an idea, something on their desk that is a feature, and we as a team can come up with a 3-sentence sales pitch on it.
Okay, this is my little moment of honesty. Who wants to do this one?
Sure, I'm game for anything. I've sold an elephant in a class where I taught this. So, Mona, what feature do you have there?
This is my after presentation drink, so that I can reward myself. I don't think there's any benefits.
Sure. So, which means to you, you've now given yourself a little bit of self-care at the end of a tough week.
Or yeah, which means that I get to celebrate being finished my presentation.
Exactly. See, so it's not that tough to bring it in when you think about this. This is so that, which means to you. Does anybody have another one they want to give a try to?
Okay. I've got a little container of Play-Doh on my desk. So this is Play-Doh so that I can mold organs, which means that my students can visualize what they look like in 3D.
There you go. That's a great example.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other things that can be really helpful in this system too, to really nail it, that you've actually thought about what the benefit is, and you can really get to that, what's in it for me, is to actually build this backwards as well. So starting with the benefit and then figuring out the advantage and feature that leads to that. So an example that I have is when I look at, you get to your car and you think, oh my God, where's my keys? Or where's my phone? Where's my phone? What's going on? And there's a critical item that you need that you know you put in your pocket, but is it still there? So for me, the benefit is the peace of mind that when I get back to my car, get back to my front door, my keys are where I think they should be. So an advantage that I'm going to need in something is a way to safely stow them. And a feature that could help me safely stow my keys would be a zipper. So if you looked at a jacket or a purse, you could look at a zipper and say, this is a zipper, so that I can secure my valuables, which means I know where they are when I get to where I want to be. But so we've still built the statement, but we've started from the benefit and worked backwards. So this was a really quick lesson. Do you guys feel confident that you think that there's somewhere that you could use this? A way that's not necessarily a tangible item, for an example, might be saying, let's say you came up with a new process that you wanted to use for budget tracking at work, and you thought maybe your manager might not think it's worth the time that you've spent to develop this system. You could say, hey, I've come up with a new budget tracking system for us to use so that we can more efficiently manage our expenses within the department. And manager, what this means for you is when you come to me at the end of the quarter and need a reforecast, I can get that reforecast to you within the afternoon instead of needing 2 or 3 days to track down all my expenses. So that would be an example of where you're looking at a concept or an idea or a service versus a physical item that you're trying to sell. One of the things that I will share with you guys is I did do an infographic on this that has it, so you can keep it and save it, and I'll put it in the chat for you guys. And as well as I mentioned, there's 2 websites here that I've put in, but there's actually several that if you ever just type in FABs or FABs benefit selling, you will come up with and they're all written almost exactly the same. So clearly this is a system that came up you know, probably 25 years ago, maybe even longer, that still works as well today as it did then. And does anybody have any questions or want to go through any more examples on this?
Well, you sold me.
The 3 sentences is great, like, because I just think of that. This is so that which means to you. You just
Exactly.
put it like
What's
that.
in it for me? Did you ever work in sales? I guess that's my question.
I have never worked in sales, but I have been in marketing for over 20 years. And I've written sales presentations for the sales guys and written a lot of advertising copy. So if you ever see something that looks like this is so that which means to you, we probably all went to BCIT and did the marketing communications program. Every coworker I've ever worked with that has done the program at BCIT, we all had the same sales instructors and we all did this. Even some of them have graduated 15 years after I did.
I really like the simplicity of this. I was like, this is something I could actually remember after I leave this meeting. So
yeah, it's just filling in those 3 sentences. So I'll be sure to put in the chat for you guys what it is here. If I could just figure out how to get over to the chat.
Slide your cursor up to the top where the screen share is. And then there's
down and then it hid again.
It can also be at the bottom sometimes.
I think it might be because I'm in this presentation mode.
You'll see the 3 dots for more options. And then if you click on that, you'll see the chat probably.
I see chat, but it's not coming down. Anyway, I'll stop recording. I will put it in the chat for all of us when I'm not sharing my screen. And then you guys can have it, and it'll also get posted in our different sites because I've done it as part of the courses. But yeah, I just wanted to thank you guys for everything. And if you've got any questions, be sure to reach out.